Hey everybody, it's Rick Orlando. I'm back on Radio Woodstock, Facebook Live for another Field Goods Kitchen. So we're talking Christmas, right? Now, Field Goods will be delivering right up to before Christmas, and everything we're going to use today is from Field Goods. We have cinnamon twist bread from Bread Alone. We've got local, beautiful eggs, beautiful butter. We got this Kaihura cream cheese, like really tangy, great cream cheese. We have oat milk. We have maple sugar. We have beautiful berries and peaches from Hudson Valley Harvest. And the only thing that's not from them is an orange, but we'll talk about that later. So look, Christmas morning, if you have kids like I did and still do, but now they're all grown, or we did, you know Christmas morning can be very fun, but very intense. And you want to get the kids fed, but you also want to do something a little fancy because it's Christmas, right? I'm going to show you today, using all this stuff from Field Goods, how to make what the Italians call a Strada, but what the internet now calls is baked French toast. And what's great about this dish is you make it the day before and refrigerate it, and you just turn on the oven, throw it in the oven for about 25 minutes, and it comes out, and oh my God, the best breakfast ever. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take an oven-proof casserole pan. This one's kind of cute. It's an oval, it's an oval, it's an oval, it's a hat. And I've got some melted butter here. This, again, is beautiful Black River Valley butter. I'm going to put it in there and just take a brush and swirl it around, okay? So we want plenty of butter in the bottom because that's going to help our toast be nice and buttery, and we like buttery toast. So now we're going to get funky. We have Bread Alone. Now, Dan from Bread Alone and Sharon and Nils, I've known them since I moved here 25 years ago. Great pals, best bakery upstate as far as I'm concerned. This is really decadent. This is cinnamon twist bread. Wait till you see this. So this is like challah meets a cinnamon roll. Look at that. Oh my God. Now wait till you see when I take it out of the container. Oh, look at that. My God. So we're gonna layer this stuff. Let me grab a towel because I'm already sticky. We're gonna take this bread and we're gonna slice it. Not too thin, not too thick. Like about the thickness of regular sliced bread, right? And we're gonna make a bottom layer. But before we make that bottom layer, we're gonna take this beautiful, this is Jones Family Farm. So this is Kaihura cream cheese. So this is like real cream cheese, which means it's tangy, it's sour, it's not like bland. And we're gonna take each piece of bread and we're gonna smear it with cream cheese and we're gonna layer them in the bottom of this pan. So that cream cheese is going to be part of our middle layer here. Look at that. I'm not being shy either. Layer it in there. Tuck it in. Don't worry. We're going to smush it all later. Smear it. Smear it. Oh, yeah. All right. Coat the bottom. Now, how's that look? That looks pretty good already, right? Give it a little push. Okay. Wipe my hands again. So now we're going to add the fruit. I've got frozen blueberries. So let me just tell you a little bit about frozen fruit. If you're able to get local fruit in season, especially fruit like berries or stone fruit, peaches, plums, of course, fresh in summer local is the best. After that, for cooking especially, I'm all for frozen. I'm a big fan of frozen blueberries, especially. The flavor is concentrated. And what's great is they're picked at their peak. And when they're picked at their peak, they keep all that great flavor. So look, I'm going to take a nice spoonful of these blueberries and ladle them on here. If you don't want to do the blueberries and you want to do strawberries or something else, feel free. But this is just my idea. I'm taking some of these beautiful peaches. These are from Yonder Farms. They're frozen. They're really delicious. They're meaty, yummy, good New York State peaches, locally grown. That's what Field Goods is all about, right? Getting you the local stuff. All right, so that's layer one. You ready? Let's do layer two. So now we're gonna take more of this bread and we're gonna stack it on top. And don't worry, there's gonna be a smush factor here that you're gonna see. So let's put this here. I cannot believe how sticky my cutting board is, but I have a solution for that later. All right, now, that's layer two. This is for me. That was a whisk that just fell. But worry not, we have more. So let me show you how I'm gonna do this. so that we survive the mess, okay? Ta-da, the next cutting board. All right, so now we're gonna build our custard. And we're gonna use these beautiful local eggs. These are just, I mean, they're just delicious. And when you get fresh, look at these eggs. I mean, these are real deal eggs. We do 3 eggs. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna add some sweet to it. Now, I wanna keep this local. We are gonna use regular sugar later, but I have maple sugar here, okay? This is Sterling Valley. It's got that beautiful maple syrup flavor, but it's crystallized like sugar. I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup. We don't need a ton, but we need enough, okay? And I'm gonna add a pinch of cinnamon. Even though we have cinnamon swirl bread, we're gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to this, okay? Not a lot, because we got a lot of flavor here. All right, now let's get the eggs out of the way. We're gonna whisk our cinnamon, our maple sugar, and our eggs first and get them totally and beautifully creamed. You wanna get the eggs so that there's no separation of whites and yolks when it bakes. You could do this in a mixer, but I'm doing the Buddy Rich thing here, man. Get it going, all right. Now, we wanna add a little dairy. You can add milk or even cream. I'm gonna use oat milk. Not that we don't have a lot of decadence in here already, but I think oat milk really is good for these kind of dishes. So about 2 cups. We need enough to saturate that whole pile there. Work it together. You got a pinch of salt. What does salt do? Well, it makes the sweet stuff taste sweeter. Not that we need it on this dish. And the last thing I'm gonna add is a little orange. Now, what does the orange do? I always put orange in my French toast because, again, we're talking about, in the last video, I talked about wine adding acidity, and this one, the citrus is going to add acidity. It's going to add a little brightness. So let's get the zest in there. And you don't need to go crazy. Some people get like so much zest that the whole thing ends up tasting like an orange peel. You just want a little hint. What the zest does is it gives you aroma, and we like aroma. Then we're going to cut it in half. This is actually a mandarin, which are in peak season right now. And there's no seeds, so let's just go like this. Get that little bit of mandarin juice in there. All right. Another whisk. This is gonna be our custard. 3 eggs, couple of cups of dairy, a little bit of sugar. Now watch how we do this. We're gonna pick my hand first, flatten it a little bit, and then we're gonna pour this in and over in all the nooks and crannies, close to filling it up. If we have a little extra, well, we'll just have to make some more French toast. But we should get most of it in there. Let's see. And the bread is drinking it. And the whole idea of a Strada or baked French toast is that you refrigerate this overnight and let it drink everything up so that the next day when it cooks, it's just soaked. It's good. So now how are we going to make this set? First, we're going to take some more blueberries and put them on top because, hey, that's pretty, right? And then, my towel, please. Thank you. We're going to take a little more maple sugar and put it on top. And that's just going to help it to caramelize when it bakes. Now, stay right there. I'm going to grab a piece of plastic wrap because we know traditional recipes always relied on plastic wrap for hundreds of years. Put this over the top. Get it? Over the top, as they say. And now I'm going to take my hands and press it flat and get it to soak it all up. See that? Just till the batter comes right up to the edge. Okay? So now you can do this anytime during the day on Christmas Eve or whatever day, and then the next morning we're just going to bake it. So this is going to go into the oven after it's set. Now, if you're going to do it the same day, it really is best to let it sit for, at least an hour, but overnight is so much better. All right? So through the miracle of Facebook Live video, we have this Feel Good Kitchen miracle. I had one that I started yesterday and pulled it out today. Look at that, my friends. Okay? So that's beautiful. We're loving that, right? But now we're going to make a sauce. So we're going to use some of these beautiful blueberries. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a balsamic blueberry sauce. You say vinegar with breakfast? Believe me, with the sweetness we're going to add, and the tartness. This is going to be unbelievable. So I'm going to add about a half a cup of water and a half a cup of sugar. Basically, we're making a simple syrup here, right? Not a full caramel, a simple syrup, a sugar syrup. Let's melt this sugar into there. Make sure it's fully dissolved and fully melted. And then we get a nice simple syrup. You can also use some of this on your bar, in your cocktails, or even for lemonade. Let's let this come up to a boil. And we're gonna add, not only are we gonna add blueberries, but we're gonna add some of the blueberry juice to this also. Let's put a nice spoonful of blueberries in there, and then some of that beautiful juice that you get. One of the great things about frozen berries is that great juice that comes afterwards, all right? So let's let this cook a bit. Let's add a few more blueberries. What do you say? I think we want more. I think we want even more. Go for it. These are Hudson Valley Harvest blueberries. They always have them at Feel Good, so don't be shy. Use them up. Take the back of my spoon. I'm going to break a few of them. I'm going to let it kind of come together. And they're going to start giving off their color, right? So we're going to let this boil a bit. While that's happening, let me move a few things here and make a plate up a portion of this because I'm ready. I mean, it's a little after 2 in the afternoon, but let's see. We'll probably get 6 nice portions out of this. Although, if Justin Foy is in the house, maybe 4. Greg Gatine, I don't know. He seems to be able to keep it slim. All right, look at that. Layered cream cheese in the middle, baked French toast. Now we're going to take our blueberry syrup, let it cook down a little bit, give it a little time. And, you know, our kids are in their 30s and 27. We still get together for Christmas, and we still make breakfast on Christmas morning, and it's still a big to-do, and it's still a big mess, but it's fun, because Christmas breakfast is a lot of fun. However, if you have this ready to go, again, let me turn this way. Take a look inside there. Look at those layers. Look at the way that's set, because it's soaked overnight. The batter's all the way through. So perfect. All right, look, here's our blueberry syrup. Get a good shot of that. Let the blueberry syrup cook a little bit. And let it cook and thick. As it reduces, it's going to thicken a little bit more. And the one thing you need to remember is when this cools, it's going to get twice as thick. So when you can make a stripe with your finger on the back of the spoon, you're pretty much there. So let me just give it a taste. It's 1,000,000 degrees. Oh, it's 1,000,000 degrees. Oh, the blueberry flavor explodes, even though it's a sweet syrup. But we want to add a little brightness. This balsamic crema, okay? This is Giuseppe Giusti. This is also from Feel Goods, an amazing product. You know, you can buy the American balsamic glaze. It ain't the real deal. Get this stuff from Italy. This is what really counts. So now that this is cooking, I'm gonna take some of this balsamic syrup, a couple tablespoons full, not a ton. We're adding a little brightness, a little syrup. Stir it in. First of all, it made it darker and more syrupy. Let me swap this while that reduces. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna have dessert for breakfast. And now I take my blueberry balsamic syrup, ladle it over the top, ladle it around the sides. Lord have mercy. Okay, friends, Christmas breakfast, baked French toast, or we can call that a blueberry Strada with the blueberry balsamic syrup. Everything on this table, except for that orange, was from Feel Goods. We're talking butter, eggs, frozen fruit from Hudson Valley Harvest, amazing bread, oat milk, the traditionally made cream cheese, the maple sugar. You can order all of this and more, including some of Rick Orlando's Flavor Maker spices for those Christmas gifts from Feel Goods. That's feel-goods.com. Don't be afraid. Order. They deliver either to your house or to a pickup spot near you. You can make this recipe and more. I'm Rick Orlando. Thank you so much for supporting Radio Woodstock, for joining us on Facebook. Have safe holidays, everybody. Everything's going to be okay.